Well, we're continuing to follow a story from yesterday when an Iowa judge granted an injunction on parts of Governor Kim Reynolds' education bill, preventing educators from facing punishment if some of the law's newest guidelines are not followed. But another section of the act still stands, so here's what you need to know. Federal Judge Stephen H. Locher filed an injunction on the law in response to a request from the plaintiffs of two separate lawsuits against Reynolds in the state. Part of the law requiring educators to report a student changing their name or pronouns to their guardians is still in effect right now, but restrictions on books and classroom instruction on gender identity and sexual orientation cannot be enforced. So how long will this injunction last? Well, it's temporary, meaning there's no strict timeline for its end. The injunction and its effects could last weeks, months, or even years, all depending on how court proceedings continue. Local 5 spoke to Drake University law professor who says she expects the state of Iowa to file an appeal as soon as possible. And if Governor Reynolds decides to appeal, here's what would happen next. It would then go on to the United States Court of Appeals for the 8th Circuit, which covers Iowa and 6 other Midwestern states. Now, if the state of Iowa wins this appeal, then the plaintiffs could appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. SCOTUS would then decide to hear the case or not. And the news of the injunction brought several responses. The Iowa branch of the ACLU responded to the temporary injunction last night. A senior attorney for Lambda Legal said, in part, quote, "This decision sends a strong message to the state that efforts to ban books based on LGBTQ+ content or target speech that sends a message of inclusion to Iowans LGBTQ+ students cannot stand." Now, they went on to say they will continue to fight to ensure Iowa schools are safe for LGBTQ+ students. And Governor Reynolds also weighed in on yesterday's decision. She said in part, quote, "I'm extremely disappointed in today's ruling. Instruction on gender identity and sexual orientation has no place in kindergarten through 6th grade classrooms."